I have, my dad always told me I had diarrhea of the jaws. Okay. I can BS with the best of them, and I can continue the BSing for a very long time.
Yes.
And when I was hearing stories, I'm hearing my dad tell me, oh, you're telling me a story. That's not at all what you intended. You were intending storytelling as a means of helping people through the next level now, as a means of becoming unstuck.
Or gaining clarity.
Gaining clarity. So how about, can you dive in a little bit as to how that might work?
The storytelling aspect of why I'm doing the storytelling class is because that is the beginning and the foundation of the story that you tell about yourself. Who are you? When you introduce yourself to someone, who is Kirk Weber? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
The first thing that comes to mind is exactly the wrong thing, because I'm going to answer, I'm a chiropractor and I'm retired. And that's not who I am. It's what I did. But it's not who I am.
So gaining the clarity in your storytelling of who am I? So who is Tamika? I am the goofiest, most fun, interesting person you'll ever meet. Why? Because of the story that I'm living is the story that I'm telling, like they're in alignment. That's another thing. Are your words and your actions going in the same direction?
In today's society, Tamika, I think there's so much disconnect between that on the vast majority of people you run into. And I really believe that.
And that goes back to gaining clarity. Who am I? Who do I want people to know that I am?
Who are you? What you're asking then is, how do I wish to be perceived?
That could be, sure.
Okay, how do I want to be seen? How do I want people to recognize me, not as a chiropractor, not as a really tall guy, not as a bald-headed 70-year-old, but I want you to see me and then put it into, so, okay, I learned when I was going to school, and I imagine most people probably learned this way, but it's different now, talking to my sister and my daughter who are teachers. We were all in little rows. The teacher was at the front, and she spewed the information to us. We caught it on a regular basis. We had to regurgitate it back up on a piece of paper to tell how much we had learned.
Yes.
And some people learn very well that way. Some people don't. Some people learn by listening. Some people learn by observing. Some people learn by hands-on and doing. So we can describe storytelling, and we can describe what we think it is. But for those people who maybe need to see it a little differently,
yes,
how about an example of storytelling and how that would benefit them in real life?
Yes. Let me go back to a story that I've been telling about this picture that I have. I painted this picture on a small little canvas, and this is the image that I'm portraying about the most beautiful sight that I've ever seen in my life. I was in California. This was the early 2000s, 2000 or 2001. I was about 18 or 19 years old. I'm driving my car and I'm going the opposite direction of where I'm trying to go because I want to get home, but somehow I'm not close to home because I don't recognize anything around me. So I'm frustrated. I don't know how to read a map. I don't know where I'm at. I'm driving up this hill in Los Angeles, California. It's sunset. The skyline, it's just absolutely beautiful. All the colors in the sky. And then I come up to this hill, I get to the top, and all I see on the other side of the hill is just the skyline, the beautiful sky in all of its beautiful colors, reds, oranges, yellow, purple, and then just the ocean. And somehow I was near the beach. But I didn't want to be near the beach, but this was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And this is a recreation of that. But the part that I want to impart on you, the storytelling portion, is the emotion that I was feeling. Imagine you're driving your car, you're frustrated because you don't know where you're at, you've got people behind you, you're feeling the pressure, there's people driving behind you, you're slowing down because you're trying to figure out where you're at. And then all of a sudden, you see this beautiful view in front of you, and everything was like paused for a second. I wasn't frustrated anymore. I just went, and I was by myself. I would have loved to have somebody to, experience that with. But the storytelling aspect is sharing the emotion, the being frustrated and then not being frustrated because you see this beautiful scene in front of you. So when you're telling a story, sharing that emotion, because that's what people can't see, is the emotion that goes along with that beautiful sight.
Flips a switch. It really does.
Yes.
And that is a very powerful tool that you're talking about.
Yes.
Being able to do that, building a skill at it, using it as a framework. You're in a situation that you don't particularly feel comfortable with. You're not liking it. You and your spouse are having a disagreement. And if you can take and flip that story, flip that emotion, and it can be as simple as, oh, I see a story where there's a beautiful young maiden and I swoop her up and I give her a kiss.
Yeah.
Suddenly the whole thing is diffused. It's gone,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the power of using that is absolutely stunning. I love that. That is such a powerful, powerful tool. How many times a day do you run into a situation where you could use a good story? Many times a day.
And you can change the story that's happening throughout your day. Maybe you're in a foul mood, you're not feeling well. Right now it's cold weather, everybody's tired of it. We just want warm sunshine and all of that. And maybe you find yourself in this negative spiral. You can stop for a minute, recognize what's happened throughout for the last few hours, and you can make a decision to change.
And we all have that right, but we all have that ability, but we forget.
Yes.
We get lost, we get stuck. We get stuck, and it's a spiral. Once you get stuck in that spiral, it's tough to get out. And it relates to all kinds of other things.
Yes.
It can relate even to your health.
Yeah.
How many people, okay, as a kid, did you ever want to stay home and fake being sick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Could you give yourself, could you give yourself a headache? Could you give yourself, the
Yes.
symptoms appearance
Yes.
of being sick enough that people bought it?
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
could.
yeah.
Absolutely. It works the other way. Being ill, being sick, having a problem affects you mentally, and we all can recognize that.
Yes.
If I get up in the morning and I stub my toe on my way to the bathroom and I allow it to degenerate, by the time I'm getting my coffee at 20 minutes later, it's a foul, stinking day.
Yes, it is.
I am not happy.
Yeah.
And that health and taking care of yourself ties in with that so much. Just like the story can flip the emotional switch, the physiologic switch,
Yes.
who you are. If we are not in our best health, if we are not clear physically, physiologically, it's going to have an effect on what we do.
Yes.
And people don't even realize how much of an effect this has. Your stomach, your gut,
Yeah.
okay?
Your
second most innervated organ in the entire body. The only one that has more nerves, and it's the brain. Everything relies on your gut, your immune system, your digestion. Everything depends on what's going on in that gut.
Yes.
So if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not drinking enough water, we're not eating the right foods, we're eating way too many carbohydrates, we're way too heavy on the sugars. Now we're bloated, Now we have too many of the wrong chemicals floating through the bloodstream, going to the brain, clouding our ability to think. We've lost our ability to tell the story, at least with enough detail to make us feel the emotion.
Yes.
And now you're in trouble. I've watched people through my office who come in, and you see it, the world is just beating them down. And they come in and they're slumped over, they're stooped over. And their voices show it, their faces show it. And those people take longer to get treatment, longer to get well. They're slower on the response. Everything is negative in their life.
Yes.
They get on what I call the complaint train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My wife is bad. My life is bad. My kids are bad. My job is bad. And once you're on that, that's very difficult to come back out of it.
Yes.
Everything is related. Even that posture.
Sit up straight.
Sit up straight. We have sensors in all of our tissues. Now, we have nerves that sense the movement, but there's other sensors that sense just tiny little irritations.
Yes.
Ooh, I felt a chill. Okay, that hit a sensor, and it sends that signal to the brain.
Yes.
Doesn't equate to much, but I have a sensor doing that in my foot. I have another one over here in my knee. I have one over here in my hip. If we add enough of those up, because they never, ever, ever turn off, okay, you finally reach a threshold. And once you cross the threshold, you have pain. So I got a sensor firing down here, sensor firing over here, sensor firing over here. Someone comes over, tap me on the shoulder. Oh, my shoulder, what the heck? It wasn't the shoulder, it was the last sensor that triggered that discomfort and that pain.
Wow.
So we have to have ways to physically take care of ourselves. And some of those are just eating properly, drinking enough water, enough movement. We need to stop making excuses. I can't exercise because I have this, I have that, I'm too old, I'm too heavy, I'm too poor. If you can't sit and at least put movement to you, move. Those things, they start to erase all of those physiologic things which are blocking your ability to use your mind, to think the story, to change the story, to give yourself now that upward spiral, which is what you're looking for.
You just reminded me of something. The health aspect and the storytelling aspect, they really go hand in hand.
They mesh.
Your body is telling a story without you saying a word. And I think sometimes in society, we almost perpetuate it by saying, I don't even want to say it, but when I first turned 40, I'm going to be 44 on Monday, and people always say, oh, now that I'm 40, I don't say those things because I'm in perfect health. I'm the healthiest 44-year-old you're ever going to see in the entire world. Because and whether it's true or not, that's the story I'm telling.
It's the story you tell yourself, yes.
And my cells in my body, they're listening.
Yes, they are.
They hear me.
Yes, they are.
So we're going to be healthy over here.
Well, it has to be. And you do. Your body will listen to the story that you give it. It really will. I'm amazed after 40, I was practicing chiropractic longer than you've been alive.
That's okay.
45 years of being in there, and
Yes.
people come in, and especially on those big, nice round number. Oh, I'm 40. It's time. I'm supposed to hurt.
Yes.
Bullshit.
Right. Right. Yes.
You are not supposed to hurt. You were not designed to hurt. God did not give you a body to hurt. Your hurt, your pain, your discomfort is a warning indicator light on the dashboard of your
Yes.
car. It's telling you that something is wrong, but we tend to put the electrical tape over it and ignore the signal instead of going after what it takes to fix it. And one of the first things that you can do to fix it, besides eating right, sleeping right, drinking enough water, moving, is train your brain to give it a good story. Give it a good, healthy story. Who do you want to be? Tell yourself that story and be that. It's amazing.
Yes. And you'll start to believe it.
You have no choice.
Tell yourself positive stories.
Yep. And we've heard this talked about so many different ways from so many different people. Norman Vincent Peale, positive mental attitude. Remember that? All those years ago. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. What the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Byrne, forget her first name now.
Rhonda Byrne.
Rhonda Byrne in The Secret. Ask, believe, receive. That is it, the law of attraction. They're all talking about the same thing.
Yes. And the final synopsis is this. If you don't know where to start to rewrite your story, just stop saying negative things. Just
Oh my, yes.
close your mouth. When you're thinking it, it's one thing to think it and just let that thought go rather than say it.
Words are like bullets. Once that trigger is pulled and that bullet comes out the barrel, you cannot put it back no matter how hard you try. You cannot do it. And for me, that is a large struggle, is to be responding as opposed to reacting. And in today's world, I think where everything is expected to be lightning fast, I want an instant on TV. If I see the spinny blue circle of death on the computer, I'm PO'd. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we want instantaneous gratification. And slow down. Take a moment. Learn to respond. Be responsible. Responsible means you are response plus able. I am responsible. I'm responsible. And I think if you do that, you're going to respond instead of react. And that all ties in with the story and the health. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
That's a beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
I love it. I see a sunset.
I know. The beach. Yes.
Gorgeous. I love it.
Fantastic. Well, this is
Well, it's not goodbye.
see you next time.